Imagine living in a world where the most dangerous criminals don't wear masks or carry weapons. They wear suits and ties. Instead of breaking into homes or robbing banks, they break into public trust. They're not sneaking in through the back door. They're being welcomed through the front, applauded, photographed, awarded. And while the world keeps its eyes on petty thieves, these masterminds of deception quietly build their empires in boardrooms, hidden behind charm, image, and carefully crafted lies. Today, you'll discover 5 real scams that fooled the world, not powered by violence, but by seduction. Schemes so well designed that even after being exposed, they're still studied, admired, and in some cases, repeated. We begin with Allen Stanford, a man who looked like he walked straight out of a Success commercial. Tanned face, private. Jets, Caribbean mansions, and a bank with his own name, Stanford International Bank. Headquartered in Antigua, where regulations were looser and oversight conveniently distant. His product? High-yield certificates of deposit promising stable, above-market returns. His audience? People tired of empty promises, desperate for financial security. What he sold wasn't just investment, he sold trust, and the world bought it. Stanford sponsored sports events, funded charities, and received entrepreneurial awards. It was all part of crafting an untouchable image. Behind the scenes, he used money from new investors to pay the old ones, the classic Ponzi scheme dressed in innovation. Over 30,000 victims across more than 100 countries. When it all collapsed, the damage exceeded $7 billion. And the question remained, how did no one see it coming? The answer is unsettling. No one wants to doubt someone who already looks like they've won. Stanford was the image of success, and that's exactly why so many believed in him. If this story already made you question who you trust, imagine what's still ahead. Hit the like button and subscribe now, because around here, we reveal what others hide. And truth, my friend, doesn't always come wearing a suit and tie. Next, we move to Pearlman, the music producer who created global icons like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. While he sold millions of records, Lou was also selling fake stock in companies that didn't even exist. He used celebrity contracts to lure investors and staged entire business empires built on illusions. Celebrity, fake accounting, and bold promises all blended into a perfectly choreographed show. Pearlman's genius was in using fame as his shield. Who would question the man behind the biggest boy bands in the world? He showed photos with celebrities, name-dropped constantly, and created numbers that looked legit. When it all unraveled, over 1,800 victims had lost everything. Many of them elderly people who trusted him with their life savings. Pearlman proved that in a world obsessed with fame and visibility, the most dangerous lies are the ones that shine brighter than any truth. Then there's Anna Sorokin, better known as Anna Delvey, a young woman born in Russia who reinvented herself as a German billionaire heiress. In just a few months, she was dining with bankers, partying with socialites, and meeting with top investors. Her story was flawless, daughter of a European tycoon with a frozen trust fund. She dressed impeccably, spoke with confidence, and moved through elite circles with ease. And no one asked questions. Anna promised to open a private art club in Manhattan. She just needed a bridge loan, a small investment. Even top banks were fooled. She stayed in luxury hotels using fake wire transfers, lived on appearances, and built her life on perception. Her greatest weapon? A society that values image over truth. When she was finally arrested, some still saw her as a feminist icon. Others, a cold-blooded sociopath. But one thing was undeniable. She fooled the elite with nothing more than Instagram. Photos, a fake accent, and a well-rehearsed lie. Now meet Marc Dreier, a brilliant lawyer, Harvard-educated, respected, and trusted. Behind his firm's polished image was a Hollywood-level con. Dreier sold fake debt securities to hedge funds. He rented office spaces, hired actors to pose as executives, forged documents, and staged entire scenes just to sell the lie. He even traveled with investors, playing out the charade face-to-face. The scam reached over $700 million. But what shocked investigators wasn't just the scale, it was the precision. Dreier understood something very dangerous. If you control, The narrative: you control the money. He didn't use force. He used performance. Every sale was a script, every meeting a scene. And while investors applauded their returns, Dreier was starring in one of the biggest legal frauds in American history. Finally, we have Leonardo Fariña, the Argentine scam artist who blurred the lines between politics, celebrity, and organized crime. He gained fame for his role in La Ruta del Dinero Que, a corruption scandal that funneled millions through fake contracts and offshore accounts. Fariña drove luxury cars, appeared on talk shows, dated models, and that was enough to earn him admiration. His real job? Moving dirty money across borders, hiding assets for politicians and businessmen. But what set him apart wasn't just the crime. It was his ability to turn the media into his playground. He wrote opinion columns, gave financial advice, reinvented himself as a business guru, and all the while he was laundering millions for Argentina's elite. He was arrested, became a whistleblower, and later, a reality show contestant. A man who turned his own crime story into stardom. Like so many others, his sharpest weapon wasn't the scam itself, it was the story he told. These 5 stories prove that the greatest danger doesn't always come with a gun. Sometimes it comes with a handshake, a badge, or a perfectly crafted pitch. If you want to keep uncovering what's hidden behind the headlines, subscribe now and ring the bell. 5 names, 5 different faces, but one single essence: the illusion of success. They proved that in today's world, what truly matters isn't what you own. It's what you convince others to believe. And once you master that art, the lie no longer needs to hide. It can take the stage, be applauded, and still walk away with everything. These weren't criminals hiding in alleyways. They were architects of deception sitting in the heart of the system. And that's what makes it all so terrifying, because as long as we're fascinated by fame, image, and wealth, we remain vulnerable. Vulnerable to charming smiles, seductive promises, and perfectly rehearsed lies. And as long as there's greed, there will be someone ready to sell it, disguised as opportunity. Because the greatest scam of all isn't the one that steals your money. It's the one that steals your ability to doubt.